Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. In today's video we're going to look at and review the Blades of Khorne Spearhead Bloodhound Gore Pilgrims for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Today's video is sponsored by Easy Roller Dice, fantastic quality, easily legible dice that make your games quick and easy. Easy Roller Dice also sell other accessories for your dice like dice trays, cases, bags and cups as well. Use the code CinderfulGaming to get 20% off your next order and help support this store and the channel. Our formation in this particular spearhead consists of our general, which is a slaughter priest, our units, which are 2 units of 5 blood warriors, a unit of 10 blood reavers, and 3 mighty skull crushers. Battle traits wise, we first of all have the blood tithe. Each time a unit is destroyed during the battle, you'll receive a blood tithe point. We then have some abilities where we can spend blood tithe points. The first of these is Heads Must Roll. This can be used once per turn in any hero phase, and to use it we declare it by spending 3 blood tithe points and pick up to 3 friendly units. We add 1 to the rend characteristic of those units' melee weapons until the start of our next turn. The other one is also used at the hero phase, and we can spend 1 blood tithe point and pick up to D3 friendly units, and each of those units can make a D6 roll. So we've got some movement, we've got some extra damage, and in general we want to see units destroyed. This is really good if we are playing enemies with units that can come back from reinforcements. It makes them think twice about bringing those units in, and if they do, attack those units and get the points there for them. Regiment abilities, like always, we have one of 2 options we can pick from. The first of these is Favoured of Khorne. Once per turn, at the start of your turn, you can roll a dice, and on 2+, you'll receive a blood tithe point. This is pretty cool, a nice one. You know, the blood tithe points are really sort of crucial to how the army plays, and getting one just means we got D3 extra move. I really like this. I think for me that is solid. Passive though is the other one, which is Bloodwoken Runes. The effect of this is friendly units have ward 5+ if they've used a fight ability in the same phase. Now we do actually have some decently survivable units in here. Our Blood Reavers and Slaughter Priests being the only ones without a pretty decent save. Everything else is on 3+, or in the case of the Mighty Skull Crushers, a 2+. So the ward is nice, but I do think just making sure we get the blood tithe so we get the most out of our battle traits is probably the way to go. Enhancements wise, we get to pick one of the following to give to our general, who is still a Blades of Khorne hero. They are okay in combat, but they definitely are more of a supporty hero, so that's worth keeping in mind when we're picking these. The first of these is Resanguation. This is done during a hero phase. Declare it, you pick a visible friendly unit hold within 16 inch of your general, make a chanting roll of D6, and on 3+ you can heal D3 that unit. Crimson Plate can give our general a ward of 5+. Now this isn't too bad. This is nice to go alongside, say, Favoured of Khorne as a regiment ability, because we do have, you know, our general being a little bit more flimsy than some of our other fighters. Headhunter can be used during any combat phase. You pick an enemy hero in combat with your general. The general has the strike first this phase, but all attacks must be made against a hero. Our hero's not that great in combat, so for me this probably isn't where I'd go. Unholy Flames is another prayer one, so you need a charging roll to be made. On a 4+, we add 1 to the rend of the unit's melee weapons. This is probably the other option I would go. I think this gets the most out of your units, but for me, your general does have some stuff on his war scroll that is able to really help your force, so keeping him alive is probably what I like to do. So I think Crimson Plate on him for a permanent 5+ ward, rather than the 5+ ward from Bloodwoken Runes for having to fight first, because really, you don't want your general in the fight here. Despite being a Khorne model, is my way to go. Our first unit we are going to look at is the Slaughter Priest. Now this model has 6 health, a 5-inch move, a 5+ save, and control score of 2. In melee, it hits with Hackblade and Wrathhammer. These are 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend 1, damage 2. Now we do have a prayer here called Blood Boil, used during a hero phase. You make a chanting roll of D6. On a 4+, inflict D3 mortal damage, a nice little bit of extra damage through. But the other one for me is the way to go. Blood Sacrifice. You pick a friendly unit within this unit's combat range to be the target, roll a dice. On a 2+, inflict D3 mortal damage on the target, and you gain a blood tithe point. any way we can get more blood types, because it is such a crucial aspect of how we get our battle traits, is good to me. And that's really what I'll be using him for. Sticking him maybe near, you know, some of our more chaff-like units, the Blood Reavers, which we'll look at in just a second, is probably the way to go. Then we have the Mighty Skull Crushers. These are absolute beasts. They've got 5 health each, an 8-inch move, a 2+ save, and control score of 2. They're all armed with Blood Glaives, which are 3 attacks at 3s and 3s to hit and wound, rend 1, damage 1 with a charge +1 damage rule. The Juggernauts as well throw in some extra rend 1 damage D3 attacks, though they do hit on a 4+. Brass Stampede is their main ability. It's used during your charge phase. If this unit charged, you pick an enemy unit within 1 inch, and on a 2+, they inflict 1 mortal damage on the target. Blood Warriors are next, and we get 2 units of 5 of these. They're fairly solid fighters with 2 health each, 5-inch move, 3+ save as well, and control score of 1. The Gorax and Gorefist option is how we build them in Spearhead. They've got 3 attacks each, hitting on 4s, wounding on 3s with rend 1, damage 1. However, the no respite rule means each time a model in this unit is slain, you can pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit and roll a dice on a 4+, inflicting a mortal damage on that unit. So, you know, they've not got the best hit profile in the game, the best attacks, but they do put out quite a bit of hit, and the no respite is really nice. When they're slain, they'll actually do some punchback damage. For me, a fairly solid unit. They're definitely much more anvil-y than you would expect, with that decent save on them, rather than being, you know, as the name suggests, Blood Warriors. They're probably more defensive than they are offensive. And lastly, we have the Blood Reavers. This here is our sort of chaff unit. They've got 1 health each, a 5-inch move, 6+ save, and control score of 1, hitting out with their Reaver Blades for 2 attacks each, 4s and 3s to hit and wound, no rend, damage 1. Frenzied Devotion as well means if this unit's within 8 inch of your general, they can actually return D3 slain models to the unit, as they just will not die while the general's around. And they also have the Reinforcements keyword there as well, meaning your general can potentially bring them back. This is a unit I'd be sticking near my general to ensure he's going to be able to sacrifice them to get you some more blood type points to use on your more powerful units, but also they're just going to be able to replenish models naturally as well, which is nice. They're going to be a really solid part of sort of how you continue to tick over those blood type points, needing to have them near your general and just keep sacrificing them as much as you need. And maybe, you know, if you need to throw them in combat, throw them in combat. They're not going to achieve too much with their profile, but they are there for another unit. We hope this video was helpful in getting you started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar Spearhead, and that it was able to give you some ideas and inspiration to start your own force in the game. If you have any other questions at all, please comment them down below. And while you're there, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and join our Discord server to check out all of our future Warhammer Age of Sigmar content.